In 1933, Major General of the Marine Corps Smedley Darlington Butler sat in front of a panel of U.S. Congress. He was warning them that a nefarious plot involving several unsavory elements of the United States Armed Forces was taking place with certain big business interests. He claimed he was approached by a representative of this alliance and asked to facilitate a transition from democracy to a crude, military, oligarchic state. Major General Butler refused. The committee investigating this matter showed that while individuals and organizations willing and potentially able to commit such an act did indeed exist on U.S. soil, the situation seemed to have been diffused by a series of domino events that culminated in the U.S. entry into World War II.
My main interest in all this is to preserve our democratic institutions. I want to retain the right to vote, the right to speak freely, and the right to write. If we maintain these basic principles, our democracy is safe. No dictatorship can exist with suffrage, freedom of speech, and press.
In 1975, the United States Select Committee to study governmental operations with respect to intelligence activities, more simply known as the Church Committee, after its head, Senator Frank Church, returned after a year of investigations with the blood-freezing conclusion that the Central Intelligence Agency, and to a lesser extent other U.S. intelligence agencies, not only ran operations on U.S. citizens, but also kidnapped and experimented on them. Its most famous finding was the existence of Project MKUltra. This showed that CIA operatives would kidnap, then ply innocent victims with mind-altering substances to see their effects on humans. In the years following these revelations, the committee and its head, Senator Church, have been vitriolically attacked as unpatriotic and have been tangentially linked to U.S. intelligence agencies' inability to prevent the terrorist attacks on 9/11.
And no American would have any privacy left, such is the capability to monitor everything, telephone conversations, telegrams, it doesn't matter. There would be no place to hide.
In 2013, newly hired CIA analyst Edward Snowden boarded a plane bound for Hong Kong. On him, he carried several memory sticks. Having landed in Hong Kong, he proceeded to publish the information located on those sticks. In it was evidence showing the National Security Administration of the U.S. actively wiretapping and recording private conversations. Normally, no one would blink an eye. However, the extent of this program went beyond any national security. Millions of Americans were being listened to, their words and opinions copied, with the potential for this program to expand to tens of millions more. Edward Snowden still lives outside of the U.S., and for the most part is considered a traitor to the U.S. and its system, and has received numerous death threats. If he is ever to return to U.S. soil, he will no longer be a free man.
Our policy, even our agreements with other sovereign governments, we consider that to be a stipulation of policy rather than a stipulation of law. And because of that, a new leader will be elected. They'll flip the switch, say that because of the crisis, because of the dangers that we face in the world, some new and unpredicted threat, we need more authority, we need more power, and there will be nothing the people can do at that point to oppose it, and it'll be turnkey tyranny.
In 2010, Chelsea Manning, an intelligence analyst in the United States Army, started leaking information about illegal activities committed by the armed forces. Her two most famous disclosures were of the summary killing of thousands of innocent civilians during what was then a 7-year-old war in Iraq and a 9-year-old one in Afghanistan, and evidence that the majority of those detained in Guantanamo Bay are in fact innocent foreign nationals, that whatever information gained from them was through the use of torture, and that many of them had been in solitary confinement for years on end. She was sentenced to 35 years in prison, and although released in 2017, she has had to live her life in hiding.